Amesy here of Amesy's Antics. Welcome to my channel. I hope you are well today because I have a recipe to share with you this week. And in this week's video, I'm going to be showing you an easy shortbread recipe with added white chocolate and fudge to give it an extra bit of pizzazz. Now these shortbreads are beautiful, they are crumbly, they are buttery, and they have just the right amount of sweetness. So if you would like to see this easy shortbread recipe, then let's get baking. To make the yummy shortbread, you are going to need 300 grams of plain flour plus some extra for dusting, 200 grams of unsalted butter, 100 gram of caster sugar, 50 gram of chocolate. I am using white Terry's chocolate orange bar here, and 50 grams of fudge. The first thing to do is place your caster sugar in a large mixing bowl, and then grab your butter, which should be cubed and at room temperature so it is slightly soft, and adding this into that caster sugar. Then we want to cream this together so that it is smooth and fluffy. Now I'm using an electric hand whisk to do this, but you could use a standing mix if you have one, or do it the old-fashioned way and do it by hand. Doing it by hand will just take that little bit longer, but you can still achieve the same results. And this is what the butter and sugar combo should look like. Then you want to grab your flour and place it through a sieve and gradually add it into that sugar and butter mixture. You want to then begin folding this in to combine, and this is going to make the shortbread dough. Keep adding and folding until you have combined all of the flour to the butter and you have a dough consistency. When the dough becomes a little bit too hard to mix together with a spoon, go in with your hands, making sure that they are clean, because you can really feel the texture and consistency, and the heat from your hands will help soften that butter just a little bit more and help everything combine nicely together. And then it's time to take the shortbread up another notch by adding in some white chocolate and fudge, and I have just cubed these into small pieces so that they combine easily with that dough. So place these chunks into the dough and then add them in by hand, making sure that it is distributed as evenly as possible throughout the dough. Next, you want to lightly dust a surface with some flour. I am using a silicone mat that I bought from IKEA years ago, and this is the first time I've actually used it. And then placing on that dough. Now do be aware the dough might be a little bit sticky, so you may need to just sprinkle a little bit more flour on top, as well as placing some flour on the rolling pin to help roll it out. And then we are just going to roll it out until it is about 1 centimetre thick. Now, there are several ways that you can cut out your dough for the biscuits. I didn't have a cutter to hand, so I am using a champagne flute, and who would have guessed? They make the perfect shortbread cutter. So that is what I'm using here, but you can use any other cookie cutter that you may have, or you could just roll this out and cut this down into slices, into squares, however you want your shortbread to be. And the results should be like this. Keep going until you have used up all of the dough. Any remaining dough after you've cut out your first lot, put into another ball and they will get re-rolled out and more can be made. So you just want to place your newly cut out shortbread onto a pre-prepared baking tray with some baking paper on this. And then we are going to let them rest for about 30 minutes or maybe a little bit longer in the fridge so that they can chill down nicely. And my recipe made 3 batches of shortbread cookies. So here's what they are, just chilling in that fridge, ready to be baked. And whilst the shortbread is chilling, you want to preheat the oven to a gas mark 4 or 108 degrees centigrade and remove the cookies after 30 minutes and place them in that oven ready for baking. It should be nice and hot. Now you want to bake these for 15 to 20 minutes or until they are turning slightly golden on the top. And as you can see, when they are ready, the fudge has melted tremendously and it's gone a little bit more caramelly rather than fudge, and it is just delightful. So once they are baked, remove them from the oven and allow them to cool. I let them cool slightly on the tray and then moved them onto a cooling rack so they didn't get soft underneath. And then the easy white chocolate and fudge shortbread is ready to enjoy with a good old cuppa. So there you have an easy shortbread recipe with the added yumminess of white chocolate and fudge to give them just that extra little bit of pizzazz. I think these turned out so yummy. They're one of the best shortbreads I have made and they turn out great. They've got a nice little bit of crumble without being too crumbly. They also have the right amount of butteriness without being too greasy and the right amount of sweetness, which is everything you want in a shortbread. They are just delicious. Now these will make great gifts as well, so if you are already planning ahead to a big event that's coming at the end of the year and want to make some baked goods, then maybe add this to your list of things to try out, because I can guarantee they will go down fabulously as a gift. And I also have some other gift ideas that I can link up above. Baked goods go down wonderfully if you want to make a hamper, so check that out as well. And let me know what you think of this recipe and these shortbread biscuits in them comments below, and whether you make them a little bit differently or whether you're going to give this one a try. I would love to know, so put it in them comments below. And if you've enjoyed the video, then please do give it a big thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button to keep up with more of my creative and crafty antics coming up onto the channel. Whilst you're there, hit that notification bell as well, because that will alert you each time my videos go live. I also have a blog, Ames's Antics, which is linked down below and up above for you to check out, because sometimes there's just a little bit more information over on the blog. And with that said, I will see you in the next video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and week and are able to do something creative and crafty or even baking related to give you a bit of joy in the week coming up. And until the next one, bye!